Alright, so I'm back out here working in the garden again, and I'm just going to do a little update on the tomato plants. And been out here tilling, plowing, trying to keep the grass and weeds down a little bit, because if you don't, it'll turn into that. So I mean, in 2 weeks' time, the whole place would look like that. So anyway, I've been spraying or doing something every week, and it's been 2 weeks since I've done anything to these tomato plants because it's been nothing but rain. And yesterday was the first full day I think I've had in 2 weeks where there wasn't some rain. It's terribly humid. It's soaked right now. It's terribly hot. It's going to be near 90 today. It's just the perfect scenario for all the fungal diseases and everything that they constantly have problems with the tomatoes. So they've been sprayed with three-way spray. They've been sprayed with baking soda. They've been sprayed with Immunox, which seems to be doing a really good job. I mean, there is some sign of some bad stuff on them, I'll show you. But for the most part, they really look healthy and robust. They're covered in tomatoes. I've been using the electric toothbrush to pollinate, and which seems to be, that really seems to work well. My glass is fogging up here, it's so humid. But they've had aspirin and they've had Tums, and of course when I plant tomatoes I put a lot of lime down in the ground in the row. I generally put a good handful under every plant, but it takes that a while to break down and become effective. So I usually have just a little bit of blossom end rot on a few tomatoes early in the season, but it seems to take care of itself after a while. During the years that I actually have a tomato crop, which the last couple of years I've had very few. Plants didn't look my plants haven't looked like this in several years. So evidently being vigilant with the spraying and everything is paying off. But it still remains to be seen. I've only had maybe 8 or 10 tomatoes. They've been medium-sized tomatoes that have ripened, but they were full of flavor. They were really good. And they're loaded down with green ones. I got a few that are starting to turn now. So hopefully at the end of the season I'll do a video talking about how good a crop I had of tomatoes. We'll see. Everything else has done really well. The cucumbers have worked me to death the last couple of weeks, and so have the squash. I've picked bushels of squash out of here just off the few hills that I have. Squash and zucchini. I've got white patty pan, I've got yellow straight neck, and I've got zucchini. These are the jalapeno peppers. They are loaded down right now again. I've already picked them almost clean a couple of times, and here they are loaded down again. I got to pick them today. I picked the cucumbers clean yesterday, and I can probably pick 25 or 30 right now again today. There's a few squash down there that are ready to go. The bell peppers, I've picked probably 2 5-gallon buckets full of bell peppers, and I bet there's almost that many, at least a bucket full down there now. And I just finished picking them 3 days ago. So had a fairly decent crop of potatoes. The cabbages did well. The onions did fairly well. I had some pretty nice onions which I dug last week to use to make bread and butter pickles with my cucumbers. And so the corn over here will be, it usually somehow, no matter what day I plant, somehow it seems like it's the 4th of July. That day I spend getting corn out of here. It's only making probably maybe 2/3 of a crop, because I had some problems with some insect damage in there and whatnot, and so squirrels digging it up early on, and so we'll see how it does. But that's the first crop of corn I've planted in about 3 years, so you know, whatever I get will be great. Just go it in the freezer. So take a little look around and show you where we are. Now we look at these cucumbers. Of course, there's lots of small ones still in there. Lots and lots of blooms. Bees have been doing good. There's some, you know, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, all different sizes. Got something going on with a couple of them, which I don't understand. Had some just one vine, just wilted up. I don't know what that's all about. We've got lots of cucumbers going on, and I've replanted some. If I can find some of them. Got some new ones here that I planted. I don't know if they'll do anything or not. Never had a lot of luck with replanting, but we'll see. There's a couple more. So let's look at the jalapenos. Jalapeno peppers. Oh yeah, them are ready. Those are ready. Loaded down. Loaded down. And so over here on the tomatoes, I mean, it's pretty obvious how green and healthy the plants are for the most part. They're not without having some, whatever that is. You know, they're not perfect. But look at the tomatoes in here. Look. Load it down. They really are just loaded down. I want to see. I mean, as you can see, all but one flower on that bunch right there pollinated and made a tomato. But every now and then, find something like that right there. Definitely does not look tasty. Got some yellowing going on. So they're going to get sprayed today, later this afternoon when it cools back off. I'll be back out here and spray them. Probably time for baking soda. I have to look at my notes. So I'm pretty sure the last thing I hit them with was Eminox, so baking soda is what I'll hit them with next. I mean, these are nice sized tomatoes here. I mean, look. Nice size. Look at here. Look at the size of that. So hopefully I'm gonna be hauling some pretty ripe tomatoes out of here. And look at them, they're just absolutely covered up in huge tomatoes. Just like a tomato plant should be. Okra, over waist high now. I saw a few pods I need to pick. It'll start coming on strong pretty soon. I got a few more that I replanted. Of course, these squash right here, they're about done. There's a couple in there I need to pick. Powdery mildew's hitting them pretty hard now, but I don't really care because they're, like I say, they're about done. And I've got a few that I've replanted here. The white ones, they're showing it too. But look at the bell peppers. More squash, more bell peppers, more tomatoes. This is a German Johnson that I planted late. So this one is way behind the rest of them. But the German Johnsons, to me, if I knew they would perform, that's probably all I'd plant. It's the best eating tomato there is to me. But that's just my taste. They're all good. These are German Johnsons. These are actually doing pretty well in these straw bales. And I have to put something out here to brace them up because they're starting to lean on me. These were two clones off of the big boys that I planted over here, and they're taking off, coming on pretty strong. Got some pumpkins here that I planted. I don't know if they're going to do anything or not. They look pretty good right now. And there's watermelons. Those are Congo melons. Now, whether they're going to do anything or not, I don't know. We'll see. This is an example of what the grass can do for you in less than just 2 weeks' time. And you give it 2 more weeks and it'll be chest high. It's awful. So camera quit recording on me. I must have hit the wrong button. So anyway, as I was saying, if this is what the grass can do to you in just a couple of weeks, and if I weren't plowing, everything would look like that. In 2 more weeks, that would be chest high. It would absolutely cover the place. Trust me, I've had it do that before. There's no getting rid of it. So I'll be spraying that with something to kill it here in a little while. So step over here and take a look at the corn. These 2 inside rows always outperform everything else. There's old saying, the outside row never does do much. And it holds true here. So we're making corn. I need to get in here and spray this silk and see if I can hold down the earworms, the corn earworms. But all in all, it doesn't look too bad. Well, there you go. There's another update on the tomato crop and everything else. So all in all, I can't complain. I'm getting a lot of vegetables out of here. It's been pretty good so far this year. So see how the tomatoes and corn come out. See how they turn out at the end of the season. Hopefully it'll be good. So there you go.